Recently, a Ukrainian Olympic athlete was disqualified for honoring fallen soldiers on her helmet. The IOC said it violated political demonstration rules. This isn't just a sports story, it's an opportunity to really ask ourselves a leadership question that all of us have to face. Here's the question that every leader, every executive, every person really has to answer when working with others. What do you do when personal conviction collides with organizational rules designed to keep the peace among thousands of competing perspectives? I'm Lawrence Price, and let me walk you through this using the 3C framework of character, competence, and courage. This situation exposes an ancient leadership paradox as old as the book of Daniel. On one side, you have the athlete's moral courage. She chose to honor her people knowing that there was a cost to it. The other side is really the IOC's structural integrity. They're protecting a multinational forum where over 200 nations have to coexist. Here's what leaders typically miss in a situation like this. This isn't a battle of good versus evil, it's a collision of two legitimate goods: the sanctity of individual conscience and the stability of the collective whole. Rules exist to protect the collective, but enforcement without wisdom, that transforms justice into oppression. The character question isn't who's right, it's can we honor individual conscience while maintaining institutional coherence. So that's character. Now let's talk about competence. Process excellence demands one thing: clarity before crisis. The IOC's rule is defensible. Political symbols do fracture unity in global spaces. But here's the breakdown. Was this caught in pre-screening or only after competition begun? In process excellence, reactive enforcement is a defect. If your leaders are discovering the boundary only after they've crossed it, your organization's standard work has failed. Reactive enforcement creates martyrs. Preventive clarity enables informed choices. Leaders, you really need to ask yourself, are your boundaries communicated with surgical precision? Do people understand the trade-off before they act? Or are you discovering your own rules in real time through enforcement? Ambiguity breeds rebellion. Precision builds trust. If your team doesn't know where the line is until they've crossed it, that's not a compliance problem. That's a leadership failure. And this brings us to our third C, which is courage. This is where theology meets the boardroom. Proverbs 29:18 warns us, where there is no vision, the people will perish. But Ecclesiastes 3:7 counters, there is a time to keep silent. The biblical anchor, Romans 13, Acts 5. Romans 13 says, submit to governing authorities in a sense that order matters. Act 5 says, obey God rather than men. In a sense, our conscience matters. So which is it? Here's the truth that leaders have to face, that all of us have to face. Courage isn't just about breaking a rule. It's the discernment to know when a rule has become a religious idol that no longer serves the mission. The Ukrainian athlete chose her hill. She decided that this tribute was worth risking disqualification. Now, the leadership question for all of us is whether or not there's rules that we're willing to go and experience. Because when enforcing a neutral policy creates a moral spectacle that undermines the very harmony the policy was designed to protect, you really haven't preserved order. You've just exposed that rules alone cannot govern the human heart. So here's your leadership question for the week. When does enforcing policy become more damaging than a violation itself? Not every rule violation is rebellion. Sometimes it's just where we're headed. Your job as a leader isn't to eliminate tension between conviction and policy. Your job is to decide which tensions are creative and which ones are corrosive. So once again, I'm Lawrence Price, the 3C coach. If you're navigating a collision between policy and conviction right now, don't guess. Run your specific scenario through the 3C coaching app at lawrencepriceconsulting.com and let the framework help you find the wisdom in the tension. Until we talk again, take care.